This has been long overdue. I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily have a script per se, but I do have bullet points that I'll go over. So I hopefully at that point, my ideas will be concise and consistent, and I don't go off to super big tangents. But anyways, hi, it's me, TGP. I'm here to fully explain, at least to the best of my ability. I might forget some things, and if I do, shoot me a comment, and I'll gladly answer whatever questions you have, because I am one person. I only have so much in my mind. Plus, I've been super busy lately, but anyways. But this is essentially the video that I'm going to have to essentially go over everything in full transparency of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how long will this even last? I don't know. I even have some devil's advocate questions that you might not have had a question to, but I'll answer it, because if this project came to me or this came to my attention, I'd be like, why are you doing this? I'll answer that at the very end. But anyways, so let me begin by essentially introducing what this is. So this all stemmed and started because of the very, very sudden change of location that ShadowRock had. And it was incredibly sudden. It was like, well, okay. It was a thing that was kind of known, but let's just say the date of the things that started happening, it came very sudden, very close, even though we kind of saw it. So once that was made up and he had said something, in the back of my mind I was like, okay, let me maybe I can do something to help, you know, because this isn't something that they wanted, clearly, and then the situation that they're currently in at this very moment is not ideal. So I figured, you know, he's not even at that point where he can help himself. Like, he's delegating things to me. He's not even having Neo do it. Neo is doing it in his own volition. He's streaming to help the channel at least keep its relevancy. And then whenever ShadowRock has a mega news video, an idea, whenever he gives me the script, I do it for him. I was like, you know, I don't mind helping. You know, I did offer my help. I'm not gonna be like, he didn't just come to me and ask. He was like, no, hey man, I know your situation's rough. If you need any help, let me know. I'll help. But if I personally definitely know it's not enough. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that what I'm doing is like the be-all cure to his situation. In fact, actually, technically speaking, he doesn't need my help. But the reason why I'm helping, and is why I really wanted to do this, is, well, at the current situation that he was, and let's just pretend I wasn't even there, it'd be a very long time for him to come back. It would be, I don't like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even have a date of when this whole thing will be done. So if I don't have a date when all this will be done, and technically speaking, this is sooner because he's getting more of an outlet of funds compared to his, you know, if I wasn't there. If I don't even know the date of this, God knows what the other date would be. And that could be, I don't know, years? Who knows? Maybe he's just have to close up shop for good because it's taking too long. And so my whole idea is, I'm not doing this not just to help him because I mean, yeah, he needs to help, but he can also do the things himself. But in essence, I'm trying to expedite the need of to get him back. Basically, I'm trying to speed up the process. To use gacha, I guess, logic here, because there's some gachas where you are given a certain amount of stamina per day, and you level up every so often. Actually, I use dive. you can get to the maximum level in due time. You don't have to pay a single cent to do so, but it's a very long, slow trek. Whereas if you spend money, you can expedite the trip to get from point A to point B a lot quicker. And that's the logic here. He could be taking his sweet time doing all that he can with the limited amount of stuff that he has to essentially, you know, get to point B, but by coming in and trying to help out, I'm getting point A closer to point B at a much faster rate than what would already be. So that's essentially why I'm doing it. Now, I'll go into more of the details in a bit, but well, then you're gonna ask yourself, well, how do I donate to the guy? How do I want to support him, and I want to know. So I'm gonna put it in front of your face because we all need reminders and things like that. So the very first way to do this, and this is no middleman included, it is literally just you take the funds that you wish to donate, and it goes directly to him. The only thing that you have to deal with is PayPal, and that is his PayPal link. He has that in every single one of his videos. I've been adding it in every single one of my streams. Like I have it like at the top of the description, as always. And I'll also mention, hey, if you want to support ShadowRock, please visit the link. I'm also gonna do a command bot for Nightbot to every so often put the link there as well, so that way people can see where to do it. And that is for if you don't want to do the other part that I'm about to mention, which is the whole reason for this video, and you just want to help the guy out. This is literally to directly help the man, fund him, and all that cool stuff. But if you want to support him, but you also want a little something from us, which is something I'm willing to do, something I'm willing to craft as a thank you, because I'm not very keen on asking for money if I don't give anything back. That's just me. I never felt very comfortable asking people for money, even though there can be people who are willing to. I just can't do it. It's just not in my nature, and I would rather give you something back in return. So the thing that I've been wanting to, or I've been doing actually, is FrogBins. So I've been getting into perl art. I've actually been into perl art for quite some time. It's just I tried it and then I stopped. It was a very on and off type going thing. I didn't really have very much motivation to do it, and it was just a thing for me. But I know how to do it. So when I started playing the Battle Network Legacy Collection, there was a Friday where I did a stream and I built the FrogBin. It was great. It was cool. But I then figured, well, this is a thing that the community likes a lot. It's a cute little thing to have. It's a piece of art. And more importantly, the thank you note, the thank you card that I have for that I commissioned Sapphire for is also included as well. And so that is essentially my way of, hey man, I understand that you're willing to give us money, and I am so humbled and thankful for that. Let me do something for you. And that's what I wanted to do. So why did I choose this route to help? Well, PayPal donations, that's a thing you can get all at any point, but it's really hard to give someone anything if they're not around. You know what I mean? So if none of us has butted in and none of us had essentially tried to help him, I don't think people would have, like, maybe some might, but then a lot of people wouldn't even know. Like, there were some people when we talked about this didn't even know what was going on. And to be honest, I mean, I don't blame them, because once a channel is just kind of not there, you you don't want to. You just forget about it. So I'm just here waving my arms like a maniac, trying to remind you, hey, still here. I just wanna, you know, just tell you a few things and remind you and things like that, right? And we all need reminders. So why did I choose coffee over, say, like Etsy or other things? Now, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my personal coffee. This is my coffee that I started way before this happened. So, and I really like the platform. One of the biggest benefits about this platform is time. Time is of the essence when it comes to these things, especially when they first really kicked this out, because as he explained in this video, he had to essentially pay for something now. And the thing that, like, say YouTube or like Twitch doesn't provide is the funds right away. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I did kind of consider Etsy, but because I already had a coffee already, I essentially decided, let me just do it here. I don't want to have to control an entirely different account just for that. Coffee is such a wonderful place. I like coffee a lot because they essentially differentiate like between sales, like shop sales and like donations. And since this is my personal coffee, people do donate to me when I do my streams or any reason really. So I'm always thankful for that. But obviously, it's hard to mix donations and money that needs to go to ShadowRock, because I don't want to make all that. But with shop prices, I can actually do that. It actually tells me how much is the funds per each sale. It tells me to the exact penny. It even takes out the fees. And I have said this, I am like, whenever I give him the money, I cover those fees personally out of my own account, because that is I want to make sure that he gets the full amount, not like the cut amount. And that's mostly PayPal's cut. And then like what I do is I put in money from my own personal account into that PayPal's the business PayPal, so that way I still keep the same amount that I've always had in my coffee, because that is at the end of the day money that people who have been supporting me been giving me. So I don't want to give money that they've been giving to me and to then give to somebody else when that money already in itself has an obligation, which I'll get to in a moment. But yeah, so I personally cover the fee, so I put it in the business account, and then from there I take the money, like the shop funds, and then the fees amount, put it together, and then send it to ShadowRock whenever he needs it. And so that's the thing that did happen. And then so yeah, so I will be perfectly honest. I wasn't necessarily 100% with what I said, that coffee themselves do not take a fee from you, or at least a fee from me whenever like they donate or buy things. I was half right, but also half wrong. But that's because I had already considered another thing with coffee, and I just didn't have it at that point. So I made sure I got it before I opened up a shop. So the first thing is they do not take anything from donations whatsoever. You will get the full amount. The only pay cut that you'll get is the fees from PayPal themselves. That's just a thing that's always going to happen, no matter what. Even if you donate to them directly, PayPal is taking a cut. So it's not like that. It's inevitable. You're not going to stop it. But technically speaking, coffee does take shopping sales. I believe it's 5%. It's not that much, but 5%, and then plus whatever PayPal takes away, that's more money that shouldn't need to be taken away. Like I said, and I made a promise. Every single cent that you sent to him, that you buy through my shop, he is getting that full amount. I am personally covering the fees and the coffee fees. They actually have a coffee like a gold membership, where essentially you pay a monthly amount per month that I'm paying personally for myself, because I mean I like the platform anyways, so I figured why not. And they turn the their pay cut from 5% to 0%. So by having that membership, they are no longer taking money from the sales. So all I have to cover are the PayPal sales. So the fact that coffee has all, like, you get the money instantaneously, and then they don't take their amount, assuming you have the membership, which I'm just going to get regardless. So that to me was a non-factor. That's why I said they don't take anything, because I was going to get that to begin with. But I do have to be honest, and I do have to correct that, and I do apologize for maybe misleading, but I didn't mean to. But technically speaking, coffee does take a cut, but in order for them to not take a cut from your commission and shop sales, so what I'm doing is shop sales, so it does affect me, I would need to essentially get the gold membership. And because I like coffee so much, that is what I'm doing. Now, there are some things that you shouldn't do. This is the biggest thing that I have mentioned, but I'm going to make this crystal clear, and I might come off as an asshole in this part, but that's because I want to make sure that the funds are going to the right places. And I hope you're listening, please, because this is not something I want to repeat. This is definitely something I don't want to happen. But like I said when I started talking about coffee, this is my personal coffee. This is essentially where I get my bread and butter, because I'm a streamer and I do content from time to time on a very rare occasion, whenever I can. But essentially, the reason why I'm able to do the shop versus take donations through my own personal coffee is because coffee has other integrations, other things. This is something that I started way before this FrogBin Perla art even became a thing. And that is essentially goals or incentives or things like that. So I personally have a stretch goal for I want to get myself a stream deck for, to enhance my streaming, and that's the kind of things that I want to do, right? But here's the thing, I'm doing a bunch, like obviously I'm trying to live life. I try to get as much things as possible on my own, but there's just some things that are so much, and if people are willing to help me, they'll donate. And of course, there's like some graphics that you see in my streams. You get to see me freak the fuck out, because every time I hear the Megastone sound that I have for the coffee alert, I freak out. I need a library, don't I? What the? Oh, you can't be doing that! Thank you, though. Oh my god. Alright, no, I can't be here. Oh, Jesus Christ, that got me good. A lot. Because it's just so sudden. And I'm always thankful that people even give me money to begin with. So it's essentially a very, like it's a thing that essentially you guys are helping me. I would like to give back by, being a little silly. Right? But here's the thing, though. That is my coffee. That is what I do. So if you were to say send me money to donate to ShadowRock, and then you send it through my personal coffee, like I said beforehand, shop sales do not or actually I should clarify it right now, because I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking I said it, but I'm going to say it right now. Shop sales do not affect the goal. that is precisely why I chose shop sales over donations through my coffee, because shop sales, that is money that, even though it's going to me, it's not going to my Stream Deck funds. So, and then to preface that, there's a percentage amount that's always there, and that will not change if you purchase something from the shop. But if you donate to me with intention to donate to ShadowRock, now you just messed up my own personal coffee, because essentially you're sending me, let's just say you send me $20. You just send me $20 to be put towards my coffee goal, but in actuality that 20 is supposed to go to ShadowRock. And listen, I will honor it, of course, because that is money sent to him. But somebody did do this, and I had to fix it, because on paper it says that you are $20 closer to your goal, when in actuality, no, I'm not. And I want to make sure that it's accurate, because, you know, people are giving me money for this. This isn't just something that, you know, I'm doing for funsies, you know. I don't like to be dishonest, especially with money that people have given me. It's just not right. So I want to make sure that they know that where they're sending their money to goes to the right place. But my personal coffee, like the donation, when you send me a coffee, that is not for ShadowRock. And I'm going to put this warning out there, and I'm going to sound like an asshole. I completely understand. But please understand me when I say this. Do not donate any money to me through my personal coffee to give to ShadowRock. This has happened multiple times, and I'm going to say this right now. From this point forth, if you donate any money from my coffee, like if you donate to my coffee with intention to give to ShadowRock, I'm going to keep it. Because I have said this multiple times, and I've even reached out to the people who have done this and said, thank you for the funds. I will send it to him, but do not donate to my coffee. Either buy something or give it to him and give it to the man himself, because he has his own link. Send it to that link. That way he gets it right away, and then all I'm worrying about is the shop sales. That is my number one priority when it comes to helping him. I am not collecting direct funds for him. That is him, because, well, he can do that. And in fact, he's already been doing that. So, once again, I'm going to say this again. Do not donate to my personal coffee in hopes of giving it to him. I've honored it before, but it just keeps happening. If you donate the money to me with intention to send to ShadowRock, I'm going to keep it. So, if you really want to help ShadowRock, please listen to what I'm going to say. Once again, if you wish to help him directly without buying anything from my coffee shop, which will go to ShadowRock, go to his donation link instead. If you don't want anything, that's what that direct link is for. My coffee only exists for his purpose. It only exists so that way we can exchange funds for products. You know, I'm a salesman. I'm not. I want to give you something in exchange. I don't want to. I am personally not accepting I'm not accepting direct donation through my coffee to give to him. To me, it messes with the goal, and it gets very disingenuous from that point, and I don't want to deal with that. And it is a thing that I can fix, but it's very annoying to fix. I essentially have to calculate a lot of the money. It's like, okay, how much did I get here? How much did I get there? So on and so forth. It's a big headache to fix, and it's something I don't want to keep doing. So this is your final warning. If you donate to my coffee with intentions of donating to ShadowRock, and you're not buying like a product or you're not buying a FrogBin or you're not buying the thank you card, I'm keeping the money. It's as simple as that. So please, if you're going to donate to ShadowRock directly, go to his PayPal link. Cut the middleman out, send it directly to him. I'm linking that in everything that I'm doing from this point. Like, I've been doing it for quite some time, but just to directly say it, it'll be in my descriptions. I will bring it up, and at some point I'm going to have a command bot that will link his PayPal as well, so that way you can help him. Now, I won't be notified of that because it's not my PayPal, but he'll tell me, and I'll say thank you. But again, that is not mine, so I will not get any alerts. The only alerts I get are from my stuff. And I understand that I sounded like an asshole there, but that's because I've said this multiple times. I'm trying to be as transparent and as honest as possible, but I don't want it to mix with my own stuff because I'm not stopping my coffee just for him. They're coexisting both together, and in due time, my coffee shop will not be funding him because, well, at some point he's gonna tell me to stop, and from that point I stop. So it's not a permanent thing for him, but as of right now, it is something to help him out, and I'm willing to offer it. But please, I'm only offering that portion. Don't send me money. Send him money, because he needs it more than I do. But anyways, with that out of the way, let me actually talk about the stuff themselves. So you may have noticed, you may have not. I did post it, but I did update the shop. Now the products are in its final stages. It's all there. What you see is what you get. And more importantly, Sapphire's thank you card is completely done now. I witnessed the final steps. I even got to pitch in just to make sure it was perfect. And goddamn, this is cute as hell. I'm so glad I asked her to do this for me. And I mean, she was willing to do it anyways, but I am very happy for this. If anything, that is something I definitely do want to super push. I want the thank you card, and I'll get into like the shipping stuff in a bit. But well, I don't mind building the FrogBins and things like that. Shipping those is definitely a lot harder to ship versus the thank you cards. And I feel like the thank you cards themselves, like, there's so much more work put into that. And I feel like that is something people would really like a lot, in my humble opinion. But yeah, so this is the art. It looks so damn beautiful. And when I print it, it looks really nice. It looks so damn nice. I'm so happy with it. And so because of that, I wanted to make essentially a Google Sheet shop, like a Google Sheets for customers. So this is a sheet that will only be available to customers, and you can see I'm gonna have an order per each line, and it'll tell you essentially where your order's at. Now, I did say shipping stuff will begin in October, and my plan for this very moment is to ship these things on Friday because that's payday. So probably, well, I'll start the shipping process on Friday because I would have to print the labels. I would have to notify the customers that, hey, your stuff is gonna be sent at this time. I'm still not done with all the FrogBins because I'm wearing myself pretty thin here, and not only that, but I've also the boxes that all the shipping supplies that I've been trying to get to properly ship this stuff. Some of it I wasn't happy with. Some of the stuff I had to it was too small. I underestimated the size. So I've been trying to go back and forth, you know, trying to make sure that what I'm sending to you is good. You know, I don't want to just send garbage. I want to send quality, and because you know you're buying these things to help a guy out. The least I can do is give you something that you're gonna look at and be like, wow, that's really good. And at least I like to think so, at least. But anyhow, so the biggest question. Okay, so actually, before we get into that, so each customer will get the link to that Google Sheet, and you will essentially see the status of your product. And envelopes are pretty easy. I can just like I do. If I do run out of cards, I just have to get more. But and that could take some time. So at the moment, I have fulfilled all the cards. But as of right now, should you buy more, it might be a little bit of a wait. But yeah, so at this point, everything is starting to roll out, and I'm planning to essentially dish these out throughout the week and whatnot. Now let me get to the big one, the extremely big question that some people actually did have, and I'm still trying to figure out the answer to this question. But international shipping. International shipping is no joke. I will not bullshit. International shipping is expensive. It is very expensive, especially to certain parts of the world. It's not a pretty penny. It's worth a pretty penny. It's not cheap. Shipping domestically, it's got a price to it, but it's something I can cover. But if I were to allow an international shipping at this very moment, yeah, that's a lot. I'm doing a test shipping to Europe, and it's quite up there in price. And my essential predicament is, if you've noticed, I don't charge for shipping. You're essentially paying for the price. You're for the product itself. I don't charge for shipping. I could charge for shipping, but the thing is, I don't want to make these too expensive to the point where people are like, "Oh, we'll totally buy that," but that's just too much money, so I'm not gonna buy it, and that does suck, right? But I mean, that's how it is. Unfortunately, you know, I want to make sure that like you essentially pay for what you're getting, and then I cover shipping. I don't mind covering for shipping, because shipping is it's not the worst thing in the world, but it does add up. And international shipping it'll go places. And as of right now, like, if you were to try to buy as an international shopper, you couldn't. There was a brief moment when I first opened up the shop where I had it at North America instead of the United States, and one order did come from Mexico. Now I'm going to honor that because, well, you already got it, so I'm not going to be like, hey man, I can't do it. But I will say this: if you are an international buyer, or you are interested in the FrogBins, if you send me a message through Coffee, and obviously don't give me your actual address at that moment, just tell me kind of where you live, I'll look into it. I'll try to find courier services that'll at the very least be somewhat affordable. But the other thing is, the money isn't really what truly scares me. I work a full-time job, you know. It might take some time, but I will eventually get the funds that I could to ship this stuff. Customs is what scares me the most. So, to my very basic understanding of customs, essentially they have to look at all the stuff. They have to make sure that what you're sending is, you know, not bad and up to their standards. And so my biggest fear when it comes to international shipping is it goes through customs, and because I believe they have to open it. They have to open the stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Maybe it depends on which part of the world. I'm not entirely sure per se. But my biggest worry is they examine the stuff, and then by the time you get it, it's broken. So, and that's my fear, right? Especially like because it's a framed thing, so it's like, oh god, that really sucks, you know, because I don't want that to get damaged by any means necessary, you know. But if you were to spend that amount, especially, and then like I spent shipping, and then all of a sudden you get your thing and it's broken, well, I'm disheartened at that point. And you would be too, obviously, because, well, you bought it and you bought it in one piece. And that's my giant fear. I will not outright say that I will not do worldwide shipping or international shipping for wherever you are. But if you are interested in a FrogBin, shoot me a message and tell me at least the area that you're in, or so that way I can get like a somewhat accurate, like, so I can like simulate and calculate the shipping, because I want to make sure that, all right, this is how much it's going to be. And at that point, it becomes a matter of if you're willing to pay for some of it or not, because I think with international shipping, I am going to have to ask for half of the cost, so that way it's not crazy. And then I'm just gonna have to just hope and pray that should there be customs involved, that your thing gets shipped safely. I could even what I could do also is essentially ship you just the perler art itself, and maybe the 8x10 photo that goes behind it, and then you yourself would purchase the frame itself. So at the very least, at that point, shipping would be a bit cheaper. And I'm willing to work with you. It was what I'm basically, the bottom line is, I'm willing to work with you if you live if you're willing to purchase what do you call it, international shipping. I just want to make sure that if I am sending it to you, it's in a good place and you're going to get it in one piece. I cannot guarantee that I'm going to outright open FrogBins to international shippers. The thank you card, however, that will be worldwide. That will be international. That will be available throughout the entire world. Because like I said, to me, that is like, I find more value in that versus the FrogBins themselves. And because that one's like a lot more personally touched, like it's literally the entire ShadowRock crew in the FrogBin, and it's the cutest thing ever. So that I am willing to 100% do worldwide shipping, no matter what. So, and that's why I try to make it as cheap as possible, where I don't break as well. I want to make sure that, you know, you're getting something, and the shipping won't be like horrendously bad either, and it's a card, you know. I mean, I'm gonna have to put things like do not bend, fragile, things like that, but chances of that getting to you in one piece is higher than, say, the FrogBins internationally. At least I think so. And I am gonna like put it in things, and that way like it's not as easy to bend, because I used to sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards and I would protect them, like I'd wrap them in cardboard, put them in the top loaders, and there's that, put them with a bubble wrap. That way, you know, when a person buys something from me, they're gonna get it, you know, in good quality. I want to make sure that not only are you paying for something, you're going to get it in one piece. That is something I always strive, and that is something I always want to make sure that you get. So if you truly are interested in international shipping, let me know. Shoot me a message in coffee, and we can talk. But we'll have to see from there. I cannot say yes to FrogBin international shipping, but the card will always be available internationally, no matter what. Now, how long would this shop be up? I can't tell you. Excuse me. Mostly because, well, to cover the rent, the rent fees that ShadowRock had, that's covered. We already helped with that, and that is settled and squared away. At this point, any funds that go towards ShadowRock is to help him get back on his feet, so that way, and I guess I should also go over as well. I'm not helping ShadowRock to essentially like to help him while he does nothing. I'm essentially trying to help him to the point where he can actually go back to streaming and doing his own thing, and then, you know, get back to where he was. Once he's able to, you know, stream regularly and, you know, do other things in a normal fashion, once that's available, then he'll tell me, all right, man, you did enough. You don't got to do anymore. And from that point forth, the day he tells me that he no longer needs to, I'm going to keep the shop open for 1 more week. From the day he tells me. And here's why. Because this goes into my next point. Will the FrogBins and thank you cards be available once he no longer needs the funds? The short answer, no. But it's complicated. The FrogBins themselves, I don't necessarily want to stop that, but I do want to put a pause on that because this is a point I'll go over next, and you'll understand what I mean by this, but I don't want to necessarily stop the FrogBins, but I will put a big pause on them just to, you know, relax, rest a bit, so on and so forth. But the thank you cards will not be available ever again. Once he tells me, hey, I no longer need the funds, I'm going to keep it open for 1 more week, and if you want those cards, that's on you. I specifically commissioned that for this project, and once this project is complete, I have no intention of selling those cards because, number one, that's Sapphire's art. She gave me express permission to sell the cards to help ShadowRock, but once the project is done, at that point, should you buy the cards, it's no longer going to him, it's going to go to me, and that is very disingenuous. So, unfortunately, the thank you cards will be exclusive. Now, this isn't me putting words in her mouth, but at the end of the day, it is her art. And if she wants to do something with it, that is completely on her because that is her art. Even though it's my commission, at the end of the day, it's her art. She does whatever she wants with it. So, and then from there, but coming directly from me though, you will not see those again. I'm going to put it in my vault. I'm going to keep it there forever. And if she wishes to do something with it, that is completely up to her because, well, it's her art. And personally speaking, I don't have an issue with it. But again, I'm not going to do something without her permission because I respect artists as much as I can. You know, it's their art. I'm not going to profit any more than I have to. And not even profiting, but I am getting money from this, you know, and she gave me express permission to do so. Normally speaking, that requires a commercial fee. That requires like so much express permission. It's not even funny. So, but we both knew that this was for a good cause, this wasn't for our own pockets, and therefore she was very happy to draw this for me and then have it being sold. But I will once again reiterate, once it's gone, it's gone. If she wishes to bring it back, that's on her, but at least for me, you will never see it again. And like I said, the FrogBins, they might come back, but we'll actually get into that point now. So, playing a little bit of devil's advocate. Why did I do this? What do I gain from this? Because I'm gonna be real with you guys. This isn't something that you hear very often. This isn't something that someone's... Generally speaking, people tend to do things, even if it seems very nice, for something in exchange. And I've gotten that question before, and I didn't want to answer at the time because I was like, that's a very good question. But do I have anything sinister in the works behind? Is there a reason why I'm doing this? Am I in actuality going to have ShadowRock pay for all of this in due time? And well, let me just no. I'm not, but do have an ulterior motive, and that kind of actually has to do with my own personal plans. So I mentioned briefly before, this is something I've always wanted to do for a long time, but I never had that confidence to pursue it, and I never had that drive either. Now granted, this is definitely not a way I wanted to debut this, because I would have rather have debuted me doing Perla art for people in my own volition rather than doing it for a dire situation. Because I guess the interest would be kind of skewed. Doing it the way I'm doing it now, you're getting it to help ShadowRock, but you're not getting it. I mean, you're kind of getting it for yourself. But what I want to do is essentially give I eventually just want to do like custom orders, you know, like if there's something you want me to make, I'll gladly do it. I wanted to stream it for sure, because that's how I wanted. That's like building the FrogBin in that first stream was pretty cool. I liked it a lot, and I feel like fulfilling people's orders and just streaming it and then shipping it, it's great. So in my opinion, so the reason why one of the biggest reasons why I also wanted to do this, not just to help my buddy out, because I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, this is how I am. I guess to essentially put it in a how do I put this? Basically, have you ever had those times where you needed help a lot, and you kind of looked up and tried to see if there was a hand that comes out to you, and they say, "Hey, let me help you out." I'm no Superman. I'm not some big guy, you know. I'm just a regular dude, but I felt that way sometimes, where I kind of looked up and I wished, like, you know, somebody would like, I wish there was a hand there to help me out, you know. But sometimes there just isn't, you know, and that's just something you gotta live with, you know. So at least to me, instead of hoping for that hand to appear, I decided that if possible, I'll be that hand that appears. And that's just me. That's just how I am, you know. If I care about somebody, if I love somebody that much, I am willing to go through heaven and earth to help them out. If I can, I should say, it's gotta be as realistic as possible, you know. But I am willing to go through quite some lengths to help people out, you know, people I care about, and that's just how I am. The only thing I quote unquote gain from this, personally speaking, is maybe an opportunity to pursue this even further and to even expand on it, to go custom and maybe even do commissions. I don't know. Who knows? But I can tell you one thing. I don't gain anything from this financially. This has been quite a taxing thing to me financially. I don't like to talk about finances that way because, like, kind of, I don't want to make it seem like I'm broke, but this ain't cheap. I'll be honest with you. I'm doing this majority out of my own pocket. There were some things I would save for, but I had to put a pause to that because, like, you know, I want to help. I want to help my buddy out, you know, and I know it's going to cost a pretty penny. But once the majority of the bulk finances are through, at that point, it's just a matter of self-sustaining, or at the very least, keeping some funds to maintain it. And that's where I'm kind of like at this point. I've done majority of the bulk purchases. I'm still doing some here and there, but you know, you gotta spend some to earn some, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm spending some to hopefully earn some, and maybe in due time I'll be able to do even more cooler custom things. And I mean, because like, even though the FrogBins themselves are a bit simple and they're like, it's not like super easy, but it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I like doing it a lot. But maybe in due time I can like, if you want, we can go bigger, we can go crazier, we can go maybe one day 3D, because I've been seeing 3D Pro art stuff, and that stuff looks cool. But that's a thing that's a bridge I may not cross in the future. But right now, I guess you can say this is like the blueprint of the things that I wanted to do. And in an update video a while ago, I did promise that, you know, I want to do something. You know, I want to there's projects that I wanted to start. There was projects that I have started and haven't like resumed yet, and that's what I want to do. I want to do at least one thing. And I feel like this is the one thing that I really want to do. So, I call it devil's advocacy because, I mean, it kind of is, but really it's just, I just hope the opportunity is there, you know? I mean, I would love to make cooler things, like more custom things for you guys. Not for free, of course, but, you know, that's something I would like to do, you know, offer that type of service where I'll make something really cool for you, and I'll just, you know, send it over to you, and there you can hang it and do whatever you want with it, you know. And that's basically why I'm really doing this. So that's the only thing I'd really gain, really. I wouldn't necessarily gain very much, and and then, of course, I just want my friend back, you know, all of us do. So, if I could help, speed that up, that'd be pretty cool, you know. You know, because he himself is working pretty hard, to get back up there. He and his wife as well. You know, Neo's doing the streaming, so that way, we can help out ShadowRock, and then I'm doing the FrogBins and helping my buddy out. So, you know, once we get to that point where he's back, you know, we can do cool stuff. Because, like I said, I've known this guy for like since my high school years, and just to give you I guess a time frame, I graduated in 2009. It is now 2023, so that tells you how long we've known each other for. So yeah, but I think that's about all I really have to say. I did put out Q&A, but nobody really had any questions. So at this point, if you have any questions, just put it down in the comments and I'll answer it to my best ability, you know. And again, I feel like I do have to apologize for telling people to please donate to the donation link. Otherwise, I'm going to keep the money if you donate to my coffee. But the only reason why I have to be very stern about that is because it has happened multiple times, and I want to help my buddy out, but at the same time, I don't want to like mingle my own funds with his funds, especially to something that like I have a stretch goal and is affected, because I want it to be as separate as possible, so that way, one, it's a lot easier for me to deal with, but then also so that way people don't look at the goal and be like, oh hey, wow, you're so much closer to your goal, when in actuality, no, I'm not. And you know, I try to be as fair and honest as possible. I try to be as transparent as I possibly can be. So I want to make sure that you know what you're getting, you know what you're doing, and well, you know what you're getting, you know what I'm doing, and you know, I want to make sure that it all goes to the appropriate outlets, no matter what. All right, so before I truly end things off, this is me, TGP, from the future. Post-recording of this recording here, I do want to make one small announcement. From the 18th to the 20th, so that means this Wednesday to this Friday, I'm going to be doing some different streamings. So usually throughout October, I've been doing spooky streams, and then of course my normal streams. However, it's going to be a bit different. So I don't want to omit any Halloween nor any Battle Network 5. So Monday and Tuesday, Monday will be the spooky Halloween stream, and then Tuesday will be Battle Network 5. But then on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, instead of streaming games, I'm going to actually be streaming me creating and fulfilling these orders for the FrogBins. So you get to see live how I actually build them, how I make them, and I'm also going to show you the way I package them as well, and the way and how that goes, so that way you guys can see precisely what I'm doing. I figured because these do take a while to make, I don't want to keep a lot of orders in backlog. I do want to start shipping this out as quickly as possible, so I'll at the very least show off some streams here, and then I might implement them after this week, or maybe after October, because the week after there's only 2 days in October and then it turns to November. So I will see how that goes, but until then, do keep in mind, so to say one more time, from the 18th to the 20th, I'm going to be streaming purely FrogBin building. So there'll be very chill streams. It'll just be me building the streams and then putting in some music and things like that, and whatnot, and that way you guys can see the way I make things here. And other than that, I don't have very much else to say at this point. I'm going to now leave it off to me ending this episode. So thank you for listening. Okay, I am a filthy liar. I have one more thing to announce, and this actually comes from ShadowRock himself. He pitched this idea to me, and you know what? I am so down for this idea. Now, this is something completely optional for those who donated to ShadowRock directly. I'm going to make it fair because I do charge $7 for the card. So I'm going to, at the very least, do the same for people who donated. But if you've donated at least $7, message me in coffee a screenshot of your transaction. Screen cap the entire email to me and tell me, oh hey, I would like your card. I will then take that screenshot and confirm it with ShadowRock himself. If he cross references and it's a match, then right there I will set up a shop, not a shop item, where essentially you've proven to me that you've donated, so you can purchase it. But I'll see if I can do it for free, and if not, I'll put it for $1, and then I'll just give you the $1 right back, no matter how it does it. But essentially, you'll be quote-unquote buying it, so that way it's done officially through coffee, and then that way you can input your address and so on and so forth, and then essentially you're treated as a customer who bought the card in support. So if you wish to do that, message me, let me know, and I will 100% go for that. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you wish to not receive anything, that's perfectly fine. And yeah, that's about it. Now to present, or yeah, past TGP. So that is essentially all I really have to say. Thank you so much for listening. Holy shit, this has been quite a recording, but it's definitely gonna get cut down by a bit, but I do babble quite a bit, so we'll see how much. But anyways, I hope I was able to answer everything that I possibly can answer, and I'm going to try and push these as much as possible so people can get essentially people know what's going on, and essentially people will support, you know, all the support we can get. It'll help me greatly. It'll help him greatly, more importantly. But anyways, it's me TGP. It's been quite some time since I've spoken. I need to drink some water because holy crap, I'm thirsty. But anyways, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.